And just like that, guys, we're on to the second half of the program, week 7 of 12 coming at you here, and we are deep into the fives as well. You had week 1 of the fives last week, which again was kind of a lighter transition week for you. So this will be the first week of the fives that you're really able to get after a little bit. Definitely going to be getting after it. The programming is pretty aggressive this week, as it will be the following week, which will be week 8 of 12. I do believe this is going to be a fun week for you guys. I'm looking forward to you guys being able to get into it and having fun with it. You know, you've put a lot of good hard work in. You went through the first couple weeks of kind of lighter progressions. You made it through that. You made it through the 10s, and now bringing the reps down. You know, every time I've gone through this, definitely. Not that I didn't have a good time and fun and enjoy all the rest of it in kind of a weird way, but definitely it's time to have a little more fun. You're going to have the opportunity to add more weight, not only on the squats because you're bringing the reps down, or the deadlifts as well, but the Olympic lifts too. Okay. Couple things that you're going to see. I want to give you a heads up. More behind the neck snatch grip push press. Last week was the first week that you saw that. You saw that on one of the days. You're going to see it on 2 of the days now, especially if you're on the 5-day per week program. So 2 of those days, and basically going to do kind of the same thing that we did with push presses and some of the regular push presses and some of the other exercises. We're going to try to progress that up, you know, this week and then the following week, just to try to hit your shoulders and your overhead in a little bit of a different way. Obviously, with the snatch grip, we need that to be strong as well. And the snatch grip and the clean grip, working those overhead positions will help each other as well. Okay. More wall dips. Sorry about that. I know I gave you guys two solid days of wall dips, or 1 or 2 days of wall dips for many weeks. Just going to be one time this time. And probably next week as well, but I just want to stay on top of that. You know, some of the movement and some of the stuff that I'm seeing is, one, a lot of good improvement in the dip from a lot of these exercises that we're doing, and I think specifically from the combination of the wall dip and going into the push presses, for example. So I just want to stay on top of that. I want to try to maintain, at least maintain the changes that I'm seeing, but hopefully continue to progress and get that dip to be better. As always, we want that dip to be as straight as possible for anything going from the shoulder to overhead that has a dip in it. Push press, power jerk, split jerk, all that stuff that we'll continue to see more of. Another thing is that, yes, we do have muscle snatches in there, twice muscle snatches. We were doing 1 muscle snatch, 1 muscle clean. Since we're going down to the knee, it's a little bit harder to do muscle cleans from that position. And I want you to get that extra day of muscle snatches in there to try to help, you know, strengthen that specific exercise a little bit more. So yes, that you will be doing muscle snatches twice. Snatch deadlift and clean deadlift this week. Well, clean deadlift is always first, but those 2 exercises, again, bringing the reps down to 5s, but I do want to confirm that you do have 1 tempo set there. It's going to be the second to the last set on the clean deadlift and the snatch deadlift, so pay attention to that. Biggest thing there is just going 5 seconds in reverse on each rep during that set. Okay, so it's going to be a tough set. Definitely going to be, you know, one of your lighter sets of the day, but definitely going to add some challenge when you're going 5 seconds on each rep. Try not to separate those reps too much. You actually can touch and go if you can maintain position all the way to the floor and come up. But if you need to reset, make sure that you're not taking too much time between those reps. Just enough to take 1 or 2 breaths and to lock back in and go again. If you start to separate those reps out too much on anything that's considered a set, then it's not really a set and you're not getting out of it what we want. I know I noticed that with some of the athletes as well. Okay. More overhead squats. Yes, on the day 2 of the squats, where last week you alternated between a back squat, an overhead stretch, and an overhead squat. we're going to do that same thing again, just trying to progress the weight up a little bit, and or simply improve your position. So if you need to hold the weight back, of course, we always want position and mobility work before, if that's what you need. So continue to use those scaling options on the overhead squat if you need, which are keeping the hands a little bit wider and or elevating the heels. Okay, remember, elevating the heels comes first, because I would more rather you be able to bring those hands in a little bit, but try to, as I always say, try to make changes towards the regular movement as the workout goes. All right, if you at all can. Okay, yes, you do have sumo deadlifts in there on day 2 of the deadlifts. So don't let this confuse you too much. I will have a video up there for you, but as long as your hands are a little bit wider, your hands are a little bit more narrow than your feet, so your hands are inside of your feet on this, you're pushing your knees out and you're locking your back in. Those are the main things that we want. Your hips are probably going to feel a little bit lower than normal, but again, don't worry, you'll have the video to take a look at. But as long as you're executing those things that I'm talking about, those main things that I just mentioned, then you're going to get out of it what we want specifically for our Olympic lifting purposes here. Just trying to hit your body in a little bit of a different way there, and also give your back a little bit of a rest. I know that maybe doesn't completely make sense, but you'll be doing less hinging with the sumo deadlift than you would if we were just going to do a Romanian deadlift again. Okay, so we'll get a little bit of a different work there. And for a lot of people, actually, the sumo deadlift, I use a sumo deadlift for a lot of people that struggle with maintaining their back angle. So from the floor, their back angle looks like this. If those hips are always shooting up, then I like to use a sumo deadlift to try to kind of exaggerate that back position and help them stay a little bit more upright. So on an individual basis, I actually do have some athletes that I see in class on a regular basis using that exercise. They were using that exercise as one of their deadlifts already in the 10s, but I want to go ahead and put it in there on a general basis now for all you guys, just for something a little bit different. Okay, snatches, back to regular snatches this week, just trying to increase the weight a little bit, staying with that same rep count of 18 total reps. Anything more than the bar counts, but you're going to be able to go up to as much as 90. Don't feel obligated to get up to that 90% if you're not feeling it for the day. As always, we want quality reps over that high percentage. You'll have plenty of weeks to try to build up to heavier weights, and plenty of opportunity for that. Next week, on week 8, we'll be doing regular snatch and regular clean and jerk on that last day. For this week with the clean and jerk, we're going to stick with a clean and jerk complex that we did a number of weeks ago now. So we're going to go back to that. Let you have a little bit of fun with that. Let you kind of go heavy with that if you feel good. You're going to be a little bit limited by the nature of the complex, but moving forward, it most likely you're going to see it kind of as a warm up and as some of the work for the regular clean and jerk. Last time we did it, and every time I've seen athletes do it, every time I've done it myself, I've seen really good benefit from it as a warm up. It's got the 3 jerk dips in there, so it's been really good to carry over into the regular clean and jerk when you use it as a warm-up. And again, last time we did it, I saw some really good jerks after doing all those jerk dips, and we're trying to mimic not only the movement but the downward speed of that exercise like we've talked about before. Okay, so make sure you look out for that. Pay attention to the specifics there. You do have an extra squat in here this week on that last day, along with the regular snatches and the clean and jerk complex. We're going to let you go up to a heavy set. As it's written, it says a quality heavy set of 3. So as always, quality comes first. Hold yourself back a little bit if you need to. If you're not feeling it, you're going to be doing a lot of work this week. So make sure that you are reading your body and giving it what it needs. Anytime it's written by feel, that's what that is for. It's for you to help yourself. I can't be there to help you make those decisions for most of you guys. So you need to really learn to make these decisions on your own and be smart about them. You're going to have plenty of opportunity to go heavy. This is an opportunity. They are opportunities to go heavy if you're feeling good. They're written in there that way that you're okay to do it. But again, if you're not feeling great, no problem at all. You're going to be far better off just hanging back a little bit, get the low end of the range there on the number of sets, and hang back a little bit on the weight. But in either case, guys, this week again, I believe it's going to be a fun week for you. I look forward to seeing and hearing how you guys are doing, and I'll be back next week to help you get through the last week of fives in the program. All right, guys, take care.